record. All right, we're going live. You ready?
Sure.
Welcome to 14 Victor Echo Live Edition. What camera are we looking at? I don't even remember.
That one.
So what are we doing tonight?
So we're just gonna...
It's kind of like fireside chat night. We're here, we're live. Hopefully people tune in and watch. I don't know if anybody actually will watch, but that really wasn't one of our prerequisites. Got a few agenda items, but I don't know how YouTube Live works. Do you?
We're finding out tonight.
I think you can type in the chat and we'll see it. I've got a
Whirling.
to fly over our wedding venue at some point. I was honestly thinking our Club Sundowner was going to fly over with one of our pilots in it. And all of a sudden I see 3 trails of smoke and 6 airplanes in a tight professional formation. And I had already made the decision she was the one for me, but I don't...
Moving right along.
Moving along. So one of the unexpected outcomes of starting this channel, I don't know why we started this channel, it just seemed like the right thing to do, was we started having people already figured out how to get beyond the thing that we're about to be blocked on. Yeah. So with that, we did promise special guests. So I am going to unmute Rick and let's pull Rick to the program. Rick, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me. And it just wasn't the right life stage back then when my kids were younger. But 3 years ago, I ordered the RV14A kit, the empennage, and started on it. I've been building steadily for the most part for about 3 years now. So I just happened to get my fuselage on the exact same day that you guys did. And so it's been fun to have somebody to build along with.
So it's not normal that people like us start with the fuselage first and then worry about the tail kit, maybe wing kit later. So you had a different experience. How crazy do you think that is for us to start on the fuselage?
There was a little bit of technical difficulty there, but I think you asked how important it was for starting or on the fuselage. Is that correct? Instructions, the plans, and kind of knowing the philosophy of how Vans lays it out. So by the time I've got to this, I feel a lot better about it. And but you know, you guys are just going to have it in reverse. By the time you start on the empennage, you'll have it down. You'll bust through it probably pretty quickly.
What we found is the tail kit comes with a lot of hand-holding. Even comes with a nice book that we have around. Yeah, comes with a nice how-to book. Right. Yeah, we had 2 months of building before they even shipped us this book. And the reason we're starting the fuselage kit is supply chain. That was the kit they can get out to us first. So we're like, well, we could sit and look at a box of parts and wait. It was about a month or 2 is what they were planning. It turned out to be a solid 2 months that we got the tail kit. And then so the fuselage kit showed up and I was like, we'll figure this out. We've got YouTube. We watched plenty of YouTube videos. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that we didn't know what we were getting into.
I think you'll probably pass me up. There's 2 of you building. So have you decided what package or anything you're going with for avionics, or are you allowed to say yet?
We're going all Garmin. I've been flying Garmin in the certified world. We're debating between, was it Midwest Panel Builders and Stein Air to help us. And then we're debating how much help we're going to take from them. At this point, I'm leaning towards, let's take all the help. We'll write the check and let them basically build the full panel and the wire harness. So we'll see how that goes.
What's your plan, Rick?
what's my plan? Well, I'm going with a dine-on package, and I have not decided how much of the putting it together and wiring and so forth I'm going to do. I'm kind of leaning towards doing most of that myself, but you know, we'll see how time and finances are when I get to that. Time and finances are when I get to that.
And probably do the initial deposit on the avionics and go from there. So.
And I gotta find my snack tray and my cup holder.
Oh yeah, we want to do able to watch it live, but we are recording this so we can post it without the glitches after the fact. So it's not for loss.
All right.
But we do thank you, and we do thank you for all the help that you've given us and just the current.
Because it's the newest.
The newest.
Yeah.
And we sat in it at Oshkosh.
Of course. But we did the 14A because at Oshkosh I made another declaration, and that was that
you want a smoke system.
Yep.
So we do have our smoke system here. And as I promised, we haven't opened this box that showed up.
It's been hard not to open it because I really want to put it on my car and so we get the plane built.
So in this box from Smoke System Helper.
Did I do that right?
I think you're good. We're doing this live thing completely live. What do we have here?
Peanut!
Peanuts!
No, don't make a mess. Here.
Got tubing. Oh, this is gonna be.
This is thick tubing. Oh, fun. Oh, that's heavy.
I'm sure hoping there's instructions in here.
This is some sort of pump.
Yeah, that's the smoke motor pump. And here's the part that is going to be challenging without getting peanuts everywhere. So I have no clue how you're going to help me, but
do you need help?
I feel like I'm going to need help. And this is a company out of Houston, as it turns out, so it came super fast.
Oh, goodness.
This is exciting live TV.
Ah!
That's how that sits.
This is my smoke system.
Maybe there's instructions underneath all those peanuts. I sure hope so.
It's actually really light.
Yep, 4.7 gallons of smoke oil.
Where does it go in?
This will go in behind the passenger seat in the luggage compartment, but it's pretty much hidden is the ideal behind this. Let's switch over to this. So.
Oh, it had a little lubricant under there.
Yep.
Should I put that back on?
Yeah, let's put the lid back on. So output comes, I guess, here into the smoke pump motor. This is where your switch gets hooked to.
Okay.
Smoke on.
All right.
And 4.7 gallons of smoke oil. After we ordered this, then I looked up how much smoke oil costs.
Is it a little expensive right now?
This was the cheap part. But so we're looking forward to getting our smoke system put into the airplane, and that is coming soon. Because this, here, if you can switch to this camera, this will end up sitting probably right back here is what I think the plans I saw for that were. So that'll be right behind the passenger seat. Might be even as far back as here, I don't know. We gotta build some more of the airplane before we figure it out, but that's our smoke system.
Oh, that's exciting.
So let's get the camera switched back, and I know, let's take a look at our chat, Alan. It's been good to have another builder to talk to when building a kit along with my brother. We're building one of 3 Pipistrels in the US at the same time. And unlike you, our factory support was in Europe, so if we had questions, it was going to be a couple days for them to get back to us.
Oh no.
So Alan's a good friend of ours that we met at Oshkosh, works really closely with Pipistrel, and Pipistrel's a really interesting company building a lot of fun airplanes. They got some airplanes that are actually classified as motor gliders. So,
Like actual airplanes?
yeah, they look. Alan's gonna kill me, but a newbie would think they look similar to a 172. They're not a 172.
Okay.
But you can go up and fly these, and because they're classified as a motor glider, you can actually get your license in them earlier, because your glider license can be done. I'm not going to quote regs because I'm going to get them wrong, and I didn't research this before, but you can be younger and get a license in a glider.
That's cool.
So, and you can go up and, you know, none of this simulated engine, you can turn the engine off in this thing and glide.
I mean, that,
Or you can fly it
a
like
motor
you
glider.
would a 172 or some of the airplanes that we fly, because it's, you know, it's just a really capable airplane. And we need to make it down to Bernie and fly with Alan at some point.
yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
So his builder support is in Europe,
Yes, Pipistrel is a European company.
and I get 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to call up
To call Kevin?
builder support. Calling you soon, Kevin. So,
Yep.
and he has to wait a couple of days. I wonder if that puts his whole thing on hold, or if he's able to like move past it and keep going.
It's one thing I've learned about an airplane is if you get stuck on something, you can always go start prepping somewhere else.
Yeah.
You never need to waste time.
There's always stuff to do.
Yes. So, all right. So, a little bit more about you. Who is Melissa? Who is Melissa Viard?
That's a loaded question. I'm a scientist. I am an engineer. I am a student pilot. I am a friend. I am an oldest sibling. A wife.
A dog mom?
A dog mom. And I am completely overwhelmed every single day, but yet I come home to my loving husband and work on our airplane, because I do find so much joy in just being out here and watching things come together.
What were some of the things that surprised you the most about when we started building the airplane?
How long it took to get through each page.
Or how uneven a page was?
Yeah, I really figured like we get this big stack of instructions and like it's gonna go smoothly. You know, we'll just go page, page, page. We'll probably get through like 30 pages a night, you know? That was my thought. It's like, it's all sectioned out and everything, but then you get to one step and it says, rivet this skin to these parts. Well, no one told me that that one step was gonna take us like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I guess how slowly we're moving through the pages, but yet how much progress we're actually making in the plane and how they don't really compare.
Yeah. And then how we'll spend days and days on one page and then in an hour flip through like 3 or 4 pages.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy. Any remorse on the fact that we bid off on this and now we're kind of past the point of do not return?
Yeah. The only thing I have to say to you is, why did you let me do this? What in your mind said, I'm going to let this occur? Like, what were you thinking?
If your wife comes to you without preparation and without warning and says, I want to build an airplane, as a husband, you have a duty, and there's only one right answer to this question. Yes, dear. You take it and run with it.
So what in your life have you done to make you believe that you could build an airplane?
Absolutely nothing. And that's coming from a guy who's been in aviation for 25 plus years now. I've got my original ticket back in 1997. I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours helping our mechanics on our different airplanes I've worked on, whether it's the Cessna 177 Cardinal RG, Bonanza, Sundowners, Pipers. I never passed up an opportunity to work with our mechanic to learn more about it. And I still thought this was well beyond me. And that's the one thing I'm pleasantly surprised is it's not. And I'm learning the difference of being a full-fledged A&P mechanic versus a experimental kit builder. I'm very proud of what we're doing and building the RV14A. It is not a task that you take lightly. It's not. It's something that you're going to have to learn a lot and work hard for, but there's still, even once we're done with this process, there's still a giant gap between what we can do and what a full-fledged A&P is and is capable of doing. So it's two different things. So with all that, I had never in my life thought building an airplane would be something that I would be able to do solely because of the time commitment. And until I met Melissa, and Melissa got bit by the aviation bug, the act of building an airplane would have been taking time away from family and loved ones and other events. It wasn't until this was something you wanted to do. And it wasn't like I'm like, hey, can we build an airplane? No. Can we build an airplane? No. Can we? Fine, we can build an airplane. No. It took me by surprise when you said that this is what you wanted to do. And I had questions. I was like, okay, do you know what kind of commitment this is? Do you know? I mean, we talked about it. You knew.
I didn't believe you.
But here we are, and I'm really, really proud of what we have done in the first, in the first 2 months of building. I still think this is a 3-year process for us if we stay at this pace. I'm optimistic we can shorten that a little bit.
2 years.
Let's check our comments, our chat. Another RV14 builder here, and interestingly, I have 314 Victor Echo Reserve. I would love to know about the what went into choosing that as your number. For us, so here's the story. We had 111 Victor reserved, and we thought we had it reserved, and it was sniped from us. So
right out from underneath us.
When we found out that was sniped, I went out and reserved 3 or 4 different numbers. And in fact, 14 Victor Echo, when I first mentioned it to her, she goes, I don't like it. It wasn't the number.
It wasn't what I wanted.
So then, after we realized which ones we had, we fell in love with 14 Victor Echo. And it was important for me to choose What the tail number was I knew it was going to be the identity of our YouTube channel. We actually delayed launching the YouTube channel months while we figured out what the tail number was going to be. But 14 Victor Echo is, 14 for RV14 and VE for the first 2 letters of our last name. We liked 111 Victor Victor because obviously we're number 1. And there's 2 VRs flying the airplane. We even had a cake made with 111 Victor Victor on it before we realized that got snaked from us. So, but Ryan, I'm super glad. Hopefully you make it up to Oshkosh and we can catch up. If not, love to sync up with you sometime and see how the progress of your 14's going. Dean, hey, nice flying eye sunglasses. All right, quick flying eye sunglass plug.
Best sunglasses ever.
And
but not sunglasses.
Yeah, ophthalmics.
Ophthalmics.
Yes, we have a video early with Dean. Dean's a good, close personal friend of ours. I've known Dean since he started this company. I'm not one of those fanboys who will sit there and take a crap product and tell you how great it is. If I don't like your product, I'm just
probably going to tell you.
I'll have you over for a beer, but I'm not going to love your product. This is like the 3rd or 4th pair that I've owned of Flying Eyes. Highly recommend them. Watch the videos, watch the marketing material. There's reasons that Dean put into Flying Eyes sunglasses to make them what they are, and he's spot on.
Flying Eyes eyeglasses.
Yes, Flying Eyes glasses. And Dean and Alan are talking about EAA chapters. You know what? Okay. One thing Rick has told us quite a bit is, my technical advisor is coming over to check out what I'm doing and help me out. So you get a technical advisor, I assume, by showing up to an EAA meeting. We probably really should show up to an EAA meeting because, we are doing this, but we are the VRs, and we do things out of order.
Please tell me when we have time to go to an EAA meeting.
Yes, we live in Bastrop. How many, half an hour, 45 minutes to the nearest EAA meeting? We do need to make it. I'm a huge fan of EAA because we haven't been going, and including that in the process is not a representation of what we think about them. It's just
great.
Logistics. It's just logistics and time. It's like we could go to EAA meeting, or I can go mangle some rivets and drill them out and do it again right. All right, we should go to an EAA meeting and figure out how to do this.
If only we knew like a president of the EAA.
Yes, Lance. So Lenny, how long did it take you to get your reserved N number? So
it was a while.
Well, it's a weird story. You can go reserve an N number today.
Yeah.
And that's what we did, 111 Victor Victor. It's like,
yeah.
We saw it, we loved it, and I actually think I reserved a second one that day. This is $10 to reserve. I even forgot what it was.
I don't remember.
But then, if you're not on top of it and like to spy on things like we do, we found out before we got the letter from the FAA that it was registered to somebody else.
Oh yeah, they had gotten it like the week before us.
Yep. So the FAA was so behind on processing the paperwork, it was like 3 to 4 months before we found out we didn't get it. They took my $10, they offered it back. But it was 3 to 4 months later, so we were like, like I said, we had a cake made with 111 Victor Victor because I reserved it. The site said I had it. I didn't read the fine print to say there's a delay process. And so once we realized, before we got the letter from the FAA, but we found out on the FAA registry that someone else had 111 Victor Victor, we started looking, and then we waited until we got confirmation that we got it before we launched the YouTube channel.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be disappointed again.
Yes, but now we have to remember every year to pay $10 again to keep it renewed until we can actually register the aircraft.
Well, we only got to do it 2 years.
Yes, we'll have it flying next year, right?
Yeah, next year.
Yes.
As soon as the wings show up, just bolt them on.
Yeah. So, and the problem is lots of people go out and reserve a lot of good tail numbers and never use them, which is
That's messed up.
kind of a thing I have a love-hate relationship because you can do that, we have 14 Victor Echo reserved, but then again, I'm pretty sure the guy who reserved 111 Victor, he reserved like 30 that day that we found through our internet sleuthing.
So there's still hope.
There's still hope. Like, he'll
We'll
probably
just check
never use
again
it.
next year.
But I'm sorry, I've now fallen in love with 14 Victor Echo. And we like 111 Victor because a good friend of ours has a V-tail Bonanza that's 111 Charlie Victor that I fly from time to time, and I thought it would have been really funny to harass him back and forth that we got a tail number close to his. So, biggest challenge in building?
For you or for me?
For you.
Right now, the heat.
Yes.
And we're obviously in Texas, central Texas, and temperatures have been over 100 degrees for a few weeks now, and it is getting insane.
That's our garage air conditioner. I'm glad we have it, but it's kind of like the air conditioner in the Bonanza. It's a decoration piece, and it blows a little cold air in your face, and that's about it. Does not keep up with the Austin 110 degree temperatures, but you guys get to see a little behind the scenes of how 14 Victor Echo is filmed here.
What about you, dear? What do you think is the biggest challenge right now with building?
Ordering tools and number.
You're still on that?
Numbering systems, the number 40 drill bit with the number 3 rivet, the number 30 drill bit with the number 4 rivet. Don't even get me started on nuts and bolts. It's just
Calm down. It's okay.
Sorry, yeah,
It's okay.
I need to relax.
All right, so what's the second biggest challenge?
Countersinking had been our biggest challenge, but then I found out that the countersink set that was basically gifted or loaned to us was dull and well used, and countersinking has gotten a lot better since we've gotten our new countersink set in, so that definitely helps out quite a bit. Dean says our AC is not big enough.
Well, if he wants to buy us another one.
Yes. Well, the fun thing is the AC, the air compressor, the jigsaw, the bandsaw, the studio lights, all in the same circuit. Every once in a while, click, breaker pops. So, yeah, we need to figure out how to get another circuit out in the garage. And I found out every single outlet, including the garage door openers, are in the same circuit. So, even plugging in different plugs isn't going to help.
Can plug it into the batteries for the solar.
We do have solar being installed next. Well, the solar panels are already installed on the roof. Our batteries are being installed in the garage, which we have to disassemble the shop and allow the electricians to come in here next week. So maybe that'll make things a little bit better. Do you have an estimated? Let's do Ryan first. Ordering tools is so much fun. You will get used to the numbering system soon enough.
I hope so.
It is getting better. I'm down to the nuts. We had the whole used temporary nuts, and they didn't send them to us. We just used the nuts. So I did order Aircraft Spruce.
Good.
I think I got the right ones, but because of the numbering system, I'm not sure. So it may take a couple tries to get the right lock nuts in there.
Oh God.
Do you have an estimate or a budget? The entire thing will cost you minus the sweat equity. We do have spreadsheets. It's very dependent. Like Rick was saying earlier, and I know we're having internet connections because us doing a live stream and a Zoom at the same time, bad decision. We've been in
especially in Bastrop. Great
quality since we stopped trying to multitask that. We will figure that out in the future.
Okay.
But
do we have a budget?
So yeah, we have a budget. Originally, we thought you know, 130,000 would get us engine and airframe, and then avionics on top of it. And I was doing about 35,000 for a Garmin suite. Now I'm looking at pushing the avionics up closer to 50,000, so that they do a lot of the wire and harness and really a lot of the hard work, all the hard work for us.
Yeah, basically they do the wiring, the panel, and then send it to us and we install.
Yeah. So I'll be talking to 2 different avionics suppliers at Oshkosh and kind of making my final decision. And they have programs from, hey, just order it from us and we'll send you a spool of cable and connectors and figure it out, to we'll do the wire and harness, or we'll wire it all up and test it and configure it for you and then box it up and send it to you. So the all in between 47,000 and 50,000 for the avionics.
So that pushed our budget up to
about 180 is
180.
Kind of where I'm thinking we're going to be, but we're pretty much got one of everything, including one of the things I'm most excited about with the avionics. Okay, the Garmin G3Xs and the autopilots, yes, but the electrically controlled circuit breakers. So we're not going to have push circuit breakers like you're used to. It's a dual channel behind the panel thing, so I can pull up on the G3X and see what load is going through each circuit, and toggle breakers using the touch screen and all that stuff. Really looking forward to the electronic controlled circuit breaker system. Didn't know that existed before I started this research. So, so yeah, back to the AC is not big enough. Our next step is the garage door that's over here.
We're going to insulate it.
We're going to start insulating that. That should help quite a bit. What's your favorite tool?
Ooh.
You didn't know I was going to ask the hard questions.
My favorite, probably the rivet removal tool.
You like the, go grab it. Let's show off some tools on the live stream, and then I think we're going to wrap this up as we're pushing 45 minutes.
Were there any more questions?
So far, we're caught up on the questions.
Are you sure?
So Melissa and I have both done several rounds of...
I don't see it.
It's in a plastic bag, second row towards the right. So our rivet removal tool for the universal head rivets, this, as long as we can get this tool in there, does a really good job removing rivets. So that's been a lot of fun. Melissa did also buy the Card 1. This is from Clemson.
Clemson Aeronautics.
Clemson Aeronautics. Very useful for dimpling skins and ribs. We haven't done a whole lot of ribs yet, but the skin, our entire bottom skin was dimpled by the Card 1, except for exactly one dimple it couldn't reach. So we were able to get that using a different method. I enjoy our California Air Tools air compressor. So that was one of the first upgrades we've made. It wasn't as quiet as we expected, but it is a lot better for a 2 horsepower, 20-gallon air compressor. Next to that is my air conditioner. It's one of our favorites. Got any more questions?
So Ryan says, I see empennage parts behind you. I didn't think that you had that crate yet.
All right, Ryan. Yes, you are right.
You are very, very right.
And we're also very, very behind on our YouTube content.
We didn't post it?
We haven't posted it yet.
Oh my gosh.
So I need to sit down and edit that.
Spoiler alert. We got our tail kit.
We did get our tail kit, and no, it was the same driver in the same truck. And
we'll post the video.
I looked at him when he comes, and we're doing this differently this time. He did not drop the box.
Yeah.
So,
may have threatened him just a tiny bit.
Well, also Melissa was home while it got delivered. So now, Ryan, you were very correct. You see empennage parts behind us, but that's not the empennage, all of it. So
A little bit.
we have half the airplane in our guest room now because we ran out of room in our garage. So spoiler alert for an upcoming video that I need to edit where we talk about how we brought half of our airplane into our guest bedroom.
Yeah, it was an exciting day.
So that's definitely coming up. So with that, thank you everyone for joining us, not only joining us on the live tonight, but for all of the support since we've launched the channel. We really do appreciate everyone. We appreciate all the helpful advice. We appreciate just the words of encouragement. We appreciate the jokes that people have made and just keeping us entertained and feeling like we actually belong doing this, but sometimes it's surreal.
Thank you guys for just checking in on us every now and then, making sure we're okay.
And the yard hangar is open. Just reach out and we'll see if we can have some fun out here in Bastrop. So thank you for joining us.
See you next time.